Good day everyone, this is JFreak here, making a video on the spiraling staircase. I must point out that I'm not the first one to ever make one of these. It's more of that I'm making this video because when I was trying to make one, I had no idea how to make one. I knew that they existed because I'd seen photos, but I'd found no one had ever made a video on this. So here I am to talk about how to make one. First of all, I wanted to start off by pointing out that with this you can end up making many different types depending what material you use, and I will be also starting off by tearing down the current one I've made because, as you can see, I like it, but to get anywhere on every level it takes quite a bit of time. Originally when I made this I thought you could only go up by one increment at a time, and so accepted the level that I was at, but now I've had a bit more of a fiddle around and I found that you can, instead of going up by one increment, go up by 2 increments per time, which this one does here. Now you can do 3 increments at a time, but they run the risk of, so if I go along the outside you can see that I can run up it, but if I try to go along here on the inside I can't really do it until, yeah, I'm far out enough. So 2 kind of seems like the safe thing, and you can build it out of quite a few different materials. I'm going to be using these wooden beams because they're I just like the look of them. You can end up using triangles. Now this does look nice in a way. These ones I like, this can be a stair, but as you can see you just don't have that much room on the side. But the issues that I find with the triangles is that you have quite a bit of thickness into it, which if you're going up by 2 increments this probably will be fine, like I'm not going to hit my head on it. But if I was going up by 1 increment, if I get up over here you can kind of see how far away my head is from the bottom. If I end up using triangles, that probably this beam would be the one that hits my head. It would be coming far over here. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I think the best way of me doing this is just getting into it. Before you go ahead with building it, one thing I would recommend, most people know about this, but just in case you don't, so I recommend keeping wood beside you, not so that you end up putting it in your inventory, but more because if you end up clicking linked on your chest, private's the one to just stop anyone else from opening it, but if you click linked, then even though I've got nothing in my inventory, if I end up going to build something, I can. Yeah, there we are. Even though I've got no wood, you can see that it says I've got 140 logs to use. That's because it's just drawing it from here. This is pretty good, but if I go, I think it's 20 meters away, and I try to build this, you can see it says I've got 140 here, and as soon as I get over here it then ends up saying I've got 0. So you're gonna always run into the problem if you do this too far away. So I would build a wood supply and, you know, other chests that you might need to build one of these close by. But without further ado, I'm going to get into probably the part that I'm least looking forward to, which is tearing this thing down. I do like how it came out, so I'm not looking forward to rebuilding this. But anyway, I thought since I'm going to be doing it anyway to help myself out, I may as well make a video like this to show a tutorial on how to make it. I'm hoping if I take out the center, because everything's built on it, that it will all just come down like a house of cards. I am wrong. I think this is using each piece to be a spot, but if I take out the bottom, oh, this is so messy. Fall! No! Okay, this is probably the part in the video where I just end up speeding things up to make it easier for everyone watching. Huzzah! It's like a domino set. Rightio, it's a new morning, we are ready to do this thing, why can't I? There we go. Sometimes it takes a bit of a second for it to realise that I'm within range of my wood supply. So, let me work this out. First of all, I was going to place the vertical beam, but I might place the side beam first. I'm going to use the bigger, thicker ones rather than thin ones. I always get mixed up between them. That's a short one, that's a short... Ah, right. You will do nicely. No, I don't want you on there, I want that. On there. Good boy. Okay. So we'll start by doing the center beam. I might actually end up using my Eye of Oculus to build all the way to the top, just so I only have to think of the vertical ones once. You could build this whole thing with the Eye of Oculus. I actually found personally when... Oh wow, I can go up high. I'll build a last one just in case I need it. I've really got no idea where I'm going to land with each one of these heights. These heights, by the way, are 1.5 beams up, just in case you want to kind of do your own calculations for after I build this, where the exit ends up being for each level. But I am hoping it'll go perfectly up here. I could start from the top and then go down, but then I don't know where the entrance is going to be up here, and if I get it wrong and the path out is like somewhere over here, inaccessible, then I'd have to tear down the whole thing, and I'm already a bit upset that I'm tearing this down once. For like 3 weeks I kind of just put up with walking up and down it like I am, still trying to build the top of my base. But it's kind of just gotten to the point where I'm sick of it, so I'm biting the bullet. But yeah, I hope the mistakes I've made are ones that you don't have to deal with. So we're going to, for those who don't know, if you press Y, you can cycle your snapping to advanced or nothing at all. Now, since I've placed this one right here, another thing that you've got is you can also holding Alt while scrolling, you can get it to come closer or further away, and by holding Control and scrolling you can go up and down, as well as just not pressing anything, you end up spinning it. So this is something that, like, the first few are a bit painful, and then afterwards you get into a rhythm. So you get yourself where the previous bar was placed, depending on what corner of the beam you're looking at is what ends up dictating it. That's why I find this easier in person than using the Eye of Oculus. And so you're going to get right where your previous one was, then hold Control, go up 2, you can go up 1, I'm redoing this to go up 2, and then rotate once with your finger off the control using the scroll wheel. And it's something where it's a bit fiddly. You kind of end up trying to tap this one and that one. Then you scroll yourself up to where it is, go up 2 more, across 1. Yeah. I promise this gets easier when you get used to it. There we go. So, up 2 more, across 1. Up 2 more, across one. I think I might need to get on this beam now. Okay, now I can scroll down and start again. So if I go up 2 and across one. You know what? Being on a different position might be what I need. Damn, son. No. If you do end up messing up, like the first time I built this I did end up messing up, you can see the middle dots and they will end up like giving away like a disparity. So I see one there actually. Yep. There we are. So as you can see, that one only went up by 1. And I only was able to work that out because I was looking at all these dots that should be the same distance away from each other, and then there was just one that was only up by 1. So I'm going to go ahead and delete you and you because you need to be up by 1 more. Okay, so next up I am going to be making... Are you the one? Yes, you're the one. I'm going to be making these little railing guards. They're quite nice just to have to make your stairs look a bit, I don't know, more safe or purposeful. I've seen people use quite a few different things. This probably isn't the best, but it's kind of just the easiest to use. These little triangles, because they're quite nice. They look alright, and because you're running up and they're on the side, if you ever have a moment where you want to get off, you can also just run up them to get off. So I'm going to start by placing the first one. Even though you're looking at this, you want to be looking at the beam itself, and you're going to want to spin around until you end up seeing that piece of wood. And you might like that wood there. I don't like the look of that, so I'm just going to go 1 out. And you're going to look at the next one and go out again, and so on. I find it easier to build from the top down. If you're forced to do it the other way, then you can still get to that corner by looking down here. It's just very difficult. And now I should be able to spin this bad boy. There we go. For the video, I think that's pretty much it. So as you're going down, you're just going to look at each one until you've span it around. See this spot? Oh, there it is. 1 out, etc. I hope you find this as helpful as I hoped it to be. Mainly, like I said, I take no responsibility or credit for coming up with this design. I've seen a few people do it before me, but it was only in photos. Whenever I asked if anyone's ever seen a tutorial, I could not find one. So yeah, I hope you find it helpful, and as you can see, this is a lot easier now to traverse. There's a lot more spirals to do, so I'm getting upstairs like a lot faster. And yeah, don't forget, you can end up using these instead, or come up with your own designs, come up with your own like little side pieces, and you can do 3, but you might need something bigger or thicker on the side to end up pushing the person out further like that. And you can also end up just going up by 1 if you've ended up, instead of doing like a 1.5 pillar roof, if you've only done a 1 piece, you can. But like you can see also, as we talked about from the start of the video, above my head is like a lot of room before I hit the top, so you can use large triangles to do this, and you should still have room if you do an up to. Anyway, I hope you really enjoyed that. My name's JFreak, and yes, I hope you have a good day. Bye.